Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you some easy YouTube channel ideas that you can do without having to feature your voice and talk or anything like that in the video. So if you're trying to avoid talking in the video, you're not sure what to say or anything, one YouTube channel idea you could do is a motivational channel. So there are plenty of examples out there of how to do this properly, how to be successful at it. And you can see that there's a very high ceiling for how much money you can make and how many views you can get. So you look at something like Motivation Madness. They have 1.54 million subscribers, and that is a ton. And they get hundreds of thousands of views usually on each video that they do. So what they do, they'll have these videos, and usually they feature some sort of business person or athlete or something like that that will say something inspiring, have some sort of speech, have some sort of interview that they use, and then they'll have usually some clips of that person talking, as well as clips that are just stock video footage, which you can get for free, and I'll show you where you can get that here in a second. Another example would be like Evan Carmichael. Evan Carmichael is basically a guy who does the same general thing, except it's more about like success and things like that, and being successful, maybe building a business, things like that. So 2.18 million subscribers, lots of things like compilations of things people have said about making money or about being successful, and some about just one person at a time. So what you can do is make a channel like this by just either finding clips and using them for free on a site like Internet Archive, which is at archive.org. You can find free video clips, books, audio, software, and all sorts of other stuff on here. And you can actually find some clips of speeches and stuff like that. So if you typed in something like success, you could just look for different speeches, maybe different clips from certain people talking about it. You can use audio instead of video, and then use your own clips from stock video websites, or you could even pay subscription from something like Video Blocks. It's only like $35 a month, and you get unlimited downloads of stock video footage, and you could use that. Just look at sites like Motivation Madness and Evan Carmichael to get some ideas, and you can get creative with it and start creating videos. Maybe in a few months, they'll be getting hundreds of thousands of views like some of theirs do. So then you have something like the YouTube audio library, which if you want to put some music behind it, which is great for a lot of motivational channels, you can get free copyright, free music that you can use behind the speech. So you just barely have it in the background, and you can play that behind it using something like the audio library with YouTube, which is at youtube.com/audio library. Another thing you can do is create a channel that is based on, something that you can use a digital voice for. So for instance, a perfect example of this would be Sir Reddit. Sir Reddit has 200,000+ subscribers, and basically they just create these videos about the most interesting, Reddit posts that they've seen. So a lot of times it's Ask Reddit, which is a subreddit on the site that has to do with, somebody being a certain type of person. And then you can ask them anything, and then there's all kinds of crazy responses. Or you can be like someone who's asking Reddit users a question and wants them to answer it. So you get all sorts of interesting questions and interesting feedback, and these people are not in their videos. They are not showing their faces or using their voice. They literally have a text-to-speech software doing the reading, and then they probably just make some sort of a script for it to read. So I encourage you to check out Sir Reddit. I'd play this stuff for you, but I can't for copyright purposes. So you'll have to just kind of check that out on your own time. But if you go to a Google Drive doc, if you create an account for free with Gmail, or if you already have a Gmail account, you can use Google Docs, which is basically their version of the Microsoft Office suite. and then you can just create a Word document, type in what's going to be said in the video, and then you can use different ways of having it read in a digital voice and have that as the audio. So you can actually go to a article here, and it'll tell you step by step how to do this with Google Chrome, how to use Google Chrome's hidden reader mode, which is basically going to read the text on a page, and then you can record it using a screen recording software like I use, like Camtasia Studio or something like that. So this will walk you through how to do that. There's a few settings you have to enable in Google Chrome. You can also use this for other things as well. There's something like an app that you can use if you want to use it that way. You can use an app like Natural Reader for your Apple or Android device, which can read text as well. You can do it in different voices. That's another thing you can do if you want to have an audio say that. But you can also use, I think you can use Siri, you can use probably something with Microsoft. There's a lot of different ways to do that. So the third thing you could do is create basically a relaxing sounds channel. So as weird as that sounds, it is actually a popular type of channel that maybe a lot of people wouldn't think of creating, but it's such an easy thing to do because you can literally just have stock video footage in the background of rain or some kind of weather or something, and then you can just have a noise or a repeat couple of clips that make a certain noise for people who are trying to sleep or meditate or something along those lines, and then it'll just keep going for like 10 hours straight. That's what relaxing white noise does, and they have 1.53 million subscribers. So if you look at this channel, you'll see that they have jungle rain sounds for sleep, or space sounds, or waterfall sounds, or stuff like that. Now, you can buy the rights to use different noises like that, or you could go to a site like soundj.com, and they have copyright-free noises, music, and other types of audio. It's not just music. So you can go through here, go to, different types of sounds like nature sound effects. You could click on that right there under music tracks, and then you can use different types of tracks and play them without having to worry about copyright. Another example of a channel that does something like this is Sleep and Relaxation. They have just under 100,000 subscribers. By the time you watch this, they'll probably hit 100,000, and they have basically a dark screen on here, so it's easy to keep it on while sleeping, and it won't just, light up your room. And then they do ocean, they have rainforest, candle, sleep countdown, beach relaxation. You can do other things for meditation and stuff as well. It doesn't have to just be for sleep. That's just a way to kind of market the channel as for sleeping. But it's a great way to go. These are very long videos as well, and YouTube loves longer content because it keeps people on YouTube. So the fourth type of channel you can do if you're trying to do audio without you having to talk and, do a fairly easy YouTube idea, you can do a music channel like productivity music is an example. So Evan Carmichael, I mentioned him earlier. He does like motivational business type of content, and he has a side channel called Productivity Music. And it doesn't have a lot of subscribers, but it gets pretty good views, especially for the amount of subscribers he has. He gets tens of thousands of views, and he only has 8.6 thousand subscribers. Now, if he posted more often, he might get more. But this is just a mix on each one of these of instrumental music that's used for productivity. So you could market it for other types of music, maybe just beats or just background music or productivity music, work music. There's a lot of different ways you could market that. Maybe some people like listening to music while sleeping. You could do it for that. Meditation music, whatever. You can kind of cross that with, nature sounds in a way. But you could do this, and if you listen to any one of these, it's literally just song after song, one after the other for like an hour and a half on most of these videos, and they will just be instrumental music. So you can see that he uses music that is actually stuff that you could buy the rights to use, and just it's without the words. But you can also use music, again, by using one of the stock music sites I mentioned. You have Internet Archive. You have YouTube's library of that stuff called the YouTube Audio Library. You have some other ones as well. You have soundj.com and many other places you can find stock music. So you could do stock music, you could buy the rights to use music, or you could even make your own music. I believe that's what Bart Stoop did, which is this is a channel a lot of people don't know about because it doesn't really make content anymore, but it's just a channel that used to be posting fairly often, you know, about 6 or 7 years ago, and it's just like it's music that's kind of a mix between like orchestra and metal, I guess. And you can find all sorts of music on here. It just has a static image, so it's very easy visually to do. And then the background music would be something that maybe you compose yourself, or you know, make your own digital music, or you make your own guitar riff or something like that. And then you could do that as the background, just do like a 2 or 3 minute song, and then give it a name, and that's it. That's all you got to do. So you can do it different ways. Make your own music or go find it without having to worry about copyright. Last but not least, you have compilations. Now this can include a lot of things, but if you're going to do compilations without being in them, as far as using your voice or anything, you can obviously use your own compilations of you playing video games and reacting or something, or you can do compilations of all sorts of things that you do. Maybe you did some trick shots or whatever, or you can use some funny stuff your dog did. You can use TikTok compilations, maybe. Just try to get the rights from the people to use them if possible, or use your own TikToks. And then you can also look at something like People Are Awesome. People Are Awesome is a very well-known channel, 3.41 million subscribers. It's basically people doing crazy stuff in sports for the most part, like extreme sports or regular sports. And then you have a submissions page. So this is something you want to definitely have if you're going to have compilations of other people doing stuff and just doing some music in the background. Maybe you want to have a submissions page so people actually give you the rights to use the content that they're submitting. And that's what People Are Awesome does. That's what Red Arcade does with gaming clips. That's what a lot of these companies do that have these famous YouTube channels. So those are 5 different very easy YouTube channel ideas that you could create. It wouldn't take much time to create a video, and it has very good potential for each one of those. So hopefully this was helpful. Check out the video in the top right for more ways to make money on YouTube, and I'll see you in the next video.